Hey, what is up, Cynics? Today is an exciting day. I just so happened to pick up the Oculus Quest 2 64 gig model, and I thought I'd share the excitement of unboxing this bad boy for you guys, along with giving you my personal first impressions on most of like the physical build compared to my current Rift S. So I want to look over size-wise, how comfortable is it compared to my Rift S, and also comparing the Rift S controllers to the newly designed Quest 2 controllers. Now, before we get started, if you are new to our channel and you want to see future content on tech, games, movies, to literally anything nerdy in between, consider subscribing to our channel. Otherwise, let's jump right into this unboxing.
Okay.
Alright guys, so before we get this opened up, I do want to talk about how nice the packaging is. It is a very solid box. The graphics on it are really nice looking. Just overall, it feels like a premium product that you're bringing home. So that kind of excited me a little bit, as goofy as that is. Other than that, let's get this puppy open. So here it is. Oh yeah, that box opened up really nicely. So right when you get it opened up, there is just a few instructions up here letting you know what exactly you have to do. Otherwise, it is a very minimalistic design as far as packaging goes. So you got the two motion controllers, you got the actual headset itself, and then I'm guessing this is the charging cord. So let's kind of go through everything here. So we got the new motion controllers, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. Like I said, I'm guessing this is the cord. Yep. So this is gonna be the Type-C to Type-C charging cord with the Type-C power brick, of course. All once again pretty nicely packaged. Guessing this is just some paperwork that no one's ever gonna read. Maybe you get some instructions there. Someone might read it, but I know I definitely won't be. It is also going to come with a frame for if you wear glasses. So you attach this, and yeah, basically it's gonna space it a little bit so your glasses aren't hitting the lenses. So that's actually really nice that they include that as well. Now for what we have all been waiting for, the actual Quest 2. Just look at how tiny this thing is. Incredible. I've been using the Rift S, like I said, and this is dramatically smaller, so I'm really excited for it. Alright everyone, so I've now been using my Quest 2 for a couple days now, and I do have some things that I really like about it, and then I have a couple things that I don't like so much. So as I was saying earlier, I was using a Rift S before. So first thing I immediately hated about this was this head strap. It is kind of god-awful, honestly. So I mean, it's just like a piece of stretchy fabric that's holding this kind of front-heavy VR on your face. So as someone going from a Quest 2 where they had this kind of nice crank that securely went on your head, it was kind of cushiony, it felt pretty nice on there. This was an immediate downgrade for me. And you just kind of have to remember, just like the Quest 1, the whole VR is ran off of the computer that's put in the front here. So having this fabric strap holding a kind of front heavy thing on your face, it's going to kind of hurt your face after a little bit, and you're just going to kind of feel it after a while, basically. At least for me, that's how it's been. And for some of the other reviews I've seen, they kind of say the same thing. This strap has gots to go. So luckily they do sell an Elite strap, but essentially it's kind of like a similar Rift S head strap that you can attach right to this. So I highly recommend it. It made it 100 times more comfortable for me. It just comes with the downside that now you have to spend $50 on a better strap when maybe they could have just done a little bit better of a job in the first place. But I get it, they had to cut cost places to get this thing to $300, which overall is a really cheap, good deal for a virtual reality system. So otherwise, everything else is pretty great. So you still get the volume rocker on the bottom here. You're gonna have the power button right here to turn it on and off. And then on the left side, you have the Type-C charging port where you're gonna plug it in and charge it. And that is all the buttons that are on this thing. Everything else is gonna be ran inside of the VR, or you can even download an app on your phone to get this set up and change settings and stuff. Otherwise, another big thing too, if you're gonna be having this thing on your face, they have to come with a pretty comfortable foam part for the actual face. Overall, it's pretty plush, and I've had no problems with it. It's pretty comfortable, although it is kind of made of a material that does feel like it may kind of absorb some sweat. If you're playing like Beat Saber or something, it might get kind of sweaty. But that is nothing new, because on my Rift S, it's even worse. This is kind of like a even more type of absorbent material. So this thing has gotten kind of disgustingly sweaty at times. I don't think it's going to be any different with this one, but this one does kind of have a nicer material in my opinion. And then one thing I also wanted to bring up is it does have an auxiliary port for headphones. Now it's only the one single one over here, so interesting enough, if you had the Quest 1 and you bought the headphones for it where it has to plug into each side, you're actually not going to be able to use those with the Quest 2 at all. So that was an interesting choice by Oculus as well, to sell something to someone on the last gen and not have it work on the new one. But anyways, you can use a regular pair of headphones, so that's nice at least. Otherwise, the overall sound is pretty decent for, you know, it just coming out of this little tiny box here. So, I mean, if you don't want to wear headphones or you don't have any to use right away, you can have the volume just come straight out of this and it's okay. And then one major thing that they did that I thought was a really huge positive was the actual lenses themselves are fully adjustable. So if you wanna move it inward, it's as easy as clicking it in. Otherwise, you can click it back to the center, or you can click it all the way to the right. So there's 3 separate eye positions, because if you really think about it, not everyone is the same. Some people have eyes that are a little closer together. Some people have eyes that are a little wider apart. So it's really nice to have that option, where on the Rift S, you don't actually get the ability to physically move them. So having that adjustability is extremely nice for people. Other than that, the overall build and feel of this is very nice, and I'm still very impressed with how small they got this thing for the performance that it can put out, especially I'm sure with future updates, it's only gonna get better and better. And then of course you can plug this into a PC if you want to with a link cable, and it's gonna actually put out better performance than my Rift S that is strictly made for PC. So overall, I think that's pretty good considering the size. I mean, these things are pretty different in size for the actual abilities that the Quest 2 has. So I'm very, very pleased with the actual upgrade. Now on to the new and improved motion controllers that you get with the Quest 2. I am very happy with these as well. I think that they're a pretty major upgrade from the original Quest and the Rift S controllers, which I actually have right here. So first off, you actually get a bigger area for your thumb here in the center compared to the last model, where there really wasn't a ton of room. They made the side button here a little bigger, so it feels a little nicer on the finger when you're actually pressing it, which I like a lot. And then on the actual trigger on the controllers, they did improve that as well, so it does feel a little nicer clicking in the trigger compared to the last model. It's a little bit bigger, so it feels nicer on the finger. So those are improved as well. And then the overall size of the actual controller is just slightly bigger, which is nice for someone with big hands like me. It feels better when you're actually gripping it, so that is another major improvement as well. And then a big thing with the old controller is it had the magnet side, which was all fine and dandy until you're playing Beat Saber and all of a sudden this thing's sliding off on you. So the way they did that now is they took out the magnet feature and it just pops off on the side with a little clip here. So you won't have to worry as much of it sliding off while you're actually playing the game. Just snaps right into place, and I've had no issues whatsoever so far with that sliding off, where it did used to happen quite frequently with the Rift S controller and the Quest 1 controllers. And then of course you get the wrist straps here. Now they went with a different material this time. It's kind of more of just like a string type material. So, I mean, it does its job. It is a little more uncomfortable, I'd say, than the older version. This was kind of like a soft feel fabric. Yeah, overall I do prefer the last gen models wrist strap. Overall though, it's not gonna affect it really. It's just gonna hold it on your wrist, so who cares at the end of the day. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they decided to go with kind of like a worse fabric for that. But yeah, that is gonna wrap up my first impressions on this thing. Overall, for the short period of time that I've used it, I think it's a major upgrade for my Rift S, especially with the ability to plug it into the computer and put out better performance. It is lighter weight than the original Quest. It's comfortable for the most part, minus the strap, but I'm telling you right now, if you get the Elite strap, that's not gonna be a problem for you. I love my Elite strap. It feels so good on your head. You get the movable lenses, you got the improved controllers, you get the improved performance. I mean, what is not to love about this thing? I've only been using it for a couple days, like I said, but my first impressions of it are, it is a fantastic purchase for $300, and I absolutely do not regret it. And I'm honestly definitely retiring my Rift S now because there is no point to use it anymore. This thing is a all-in-one, tiny little awesome VR system, and I do highly recommend it. Other than that, if you did make it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate it. If you want to see more VR content in the future, just drop a comment down below. Otherwise, if you have any questions that I did not answer here, drop them down below as well. I will get back to you. Give the video a thumbs up, and then make sure to go check out our social media. We always link it down in the description below. And always remember, if you want to see future content on anything from tech, games, movies, to literally anything nerdy in between, make sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Peace. I'm gonna go play some VR.